everyone. Nice to see so many interesting faces. So I'm gonna invite all the speakers of the panel to get in here. By the time I'm gonna name them, hopefully I'm gonna find them. I was in the jury of the startups who were pitching, so I had to run from that room to this room, which is interesting. Interesting experience. So, does anyone have an agenda? Can give it to me, like for a second? So I'm gonna have the names of the people. Minunachos. Here you go. So, we have Mihai Stipanov, CEO of Dreamups. Viorica Cerbușcă, CEO of UMAEF Moldova. Vlad Gliga, CEO of Rubik Hub. Renata Ungureanu, CEO of XY Partners. And Borja Aznar-Bonilla, Managing Director of Plug and Play Center. Hi guys. So nice to see you on this big stage. So here we have people that we know. Most of the audience here are people from Moldova. And then we have new people coming from abroad. So I'm going to start with you guys. Why you came to Moldova? What's your interest? Do you even have an interest here? We start with Plug and Play.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Borja. I'm the managing director. Thank you so much, Stella, Olga, and everyone behind this great event. We're very excited to be here. So, of course, we're here for a reason. We want to learn more about the ecosystem. We are basically doing a bit of a scouting trip to understand who are the main players, what's behind going on the scenes. We're speaking with both different government agencies, different corporates, and of course, we want to meet other players to see if we could bring and add value while we're also speaking with entrepreneurs, because at Plug and Play, our mantra and our main thing is to look for young entrepreneurs on early phases.
So you basically invested in very interesting companies. Just for the people who didn't have a chance to check that you invested in Dropbox, what else you did?
Yeah, well, Dropbox is one of many. We have over 2,300 startups in portfolio today. And besides from Dropbox, I can tell you a couple of renowned examples. PayPal, back in the day, in the early 2000s, Plug and Play. We were basically a co-working space, a garage in Sunnyvale. Peter Thiel came through the door with 2 employees, asking for some money and a project, and it was PayPal. You know, and we were one of their first checks. We gave them some space as well to work with them. We truly believed that they would be disrupting the fintech arena. Again, this is early 2000s, so maybe I see young people here, maybe not even born that day, but we really cut the check for them, and we invested in them, and we gave them interest to different players. Today, I think, you know, PayPal, it's like over 63 billion market cap, and of course, we exited long ago, unfortunately, but it was a very good investment. On top of this, we have other successful portfolio companies. We have 34 unicorns, fully disclosed today, and soon many more to come, hopefully.
Thank you. You know, we have these different levels of investors. Vlad, what's the situation in your part of the world? Do you have unicorns? Do you have future, you know, guys as big as the ones we just heard about?
Yes, we do have unicorns in Romania, but I wouldn't take credit for that. But we took lessons out of it. That was thanks to fate, I would say, but actually it's thanks to their hard work. We wanted to create the system that actually is creating unicorns. So this is what we're trying to do, replicate their journey and make it available for others. But why I'm here in Moldova is because we loved to work with Moldovan founders. We had 5 startups in our programs, and we want to see more of them starting building the next unicorns. So we want to be early in their life.
Thank you. And then, you know, for the last, let's say, 2 years, I'm trying to understand the world of startups. I've been in different, you know, I had different backgrounds, but like the world of startups is very different. And, you know, it's one thing when you invest in a startup when you are in USA, where you have multiple accesses to funds and like big ideas, even fake ideas that people are investing money into. And then you come to Moldova, you have very few funds, I'm one of those, and then very few products to invest, basically. And I'm sure it's a normal path to go through all the stages, or maybe skip some, as China did, and then grow the businesses. What's happening in Moldova? So I'd like you guys and girls to share your perspective on how we can grow these startups, how we can at one point come to Plug and Play and say, give us the money because we are so brilliant. We have 3 companies or 10, or we have our Peter Thiel that is now getting the traction.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Mihai. I'm very grateful to be here on the scene and look around. 10 years ago, nobody knew about what an accelerator is. Right now, we have a couple of them on this stage. So that's very amazing what's happening in this industry. And we also have a lot of investments. Olga presented earlier that last year we raised 7 million in our local startups. And this is growing. I'm also representing an angel syndicate, Mosaic. And we also invest in early startups, early stage startups. So what is happening right now, I believe, in Moldova, we are in the stage where we are discovering proper teams that will build future unicorns. And at Dreamups, we have this mission to build or to interact or to help the first unicorn in Moldova. And the way we do it is basically starting very early. We have a program called Startup School, which is in the high schools. We teach teens how to build a startup, and then we have a program Dreamable, which is for students. Our flagship programs are Accelerator, which is an idea stage. You can join just with an idea and you graduate with an MVP. And we connect with mentors from all around the world. Of course, what makes a difference probably between us is that our goal, we translate Silicon Valley basically. For many years, we organized the program from Silicon Valley. We were actually the first accelerator in Moldova called Founder Institute. And through that, we understood that we need actually to localize the program. So when you take a program from Silicon Valley and you run it here, it's different because you have different resources here, a lot of limitations, but also a lot of advantages building a startup here. So, and we probably will talk about this today. So what we did is basically we localized a Silicon Valley program for the local market, and now we are running also a traction accelerator where we actually invest in every startup that enters the program.
Thank you. Renata, how do you attract startups in your acceleration programs?
Hi everyone. So excited to be here. Thanks for having me. We do only 2 batches of the program per year, and we limit only to 10 founders. Thus, we ensure that we can provide deep and personalized hands-on support for them. It's important to us that the founders are full-time committed, that they have at least 1 co-founder, that the idea is scalable, and that the startups are doing a proper research before jumping in and assess whether the idea is scalable and why now is the right time to build it. Every curricula is refined according to their feedback and then to investors' feedback and market shifts, so that we ensure they get the first clients during those 3 months of acceleration. We offer them daily check-ins, checking on their progress, then intros to experts to get as much as possible feedback, then meetings with the corporates so that they reach their first clients, and then investors. And then besides the accelerator, we also do startup events, for example, Tech Village, where we match regional startups with angel investors, thus trying to help the founders to break through the local market. So briefly, that's it.
So our GDP in Moldova doesn't look very interesting, but we want it to look better. So 10 years ago, we didn't think that we will have 5% of our GDP coming from IT sectors. Now it's coming, and there is much more to do for that. But I know that Viorica has a very interesting idea. She wants the GDP to have 5% or maybe 10% coming from creative. How it's going to work? How we will go there?
Well, I hope that in 5 years we will be, maybe people will say that this is my dream and this is our vision to present Moldova and to develop Moldova as the next creative nation. And we can do this because we are very creative, we are very well educated, very hardworking people in the middle, from the east and the west. And for me, this is a very achievable dream because I believe that every person in this room is very talented. And if we together, the ecosystem, are working together in order to develop their individual skills in startup, so we will help, and what we are doing is actually we are growing together a new generation of entrepreneurs. And being an entrepreneur is not necessary to have a startup or to have a business. Is to think differently, is to act, is to find problems, to find solutions, to find different solutions that you can hopefully sell and make money. So this is how we see things, is to present us. So remember, when you go outside Moldova, please tell us, we are the next creative nation.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a good dream to have. You know, you don't go just to work. You know, you have some perspective. One question. So, you know, in US, you have a lot of VCs, a lot of funds. Do you guys work together or you compete? And when would you say that you helping each other, and when would you say that there is no help and you basically want to maximize your profits? How it's working for you there? We just want to know. We're just learning from you, so please.
Shall I start?
Yes, please.
So thank you for the question. We run over 100+ programs every year globally, around 60 locations in every continent. So these are either private, public, or hybrid. And in many cases, we go with local accelerators because for us, it's not a competition. It's truly developing an ecosystem. We may share deal flow together. We may share startups in different programs. We are, by the way, equity free. So any startup that joins our 107 programs comes with no ask on give us some equity or we're very tough guys. On the contrary, we're very pro-entrepreneur. And that's the spirit our CEO, Said Amiri, has installed in the company since day one. So I want to make that very clear. As much as we may sound, we're from the States, you know, the Silicon Valley hypes, which is true. We try to spread the word because we really think that people should think big and not just in Moldova or Eastern Europe, but try to sell your service, your idea globally, hopefully, especially in this world with AI, which we'll speak about for sure. But again, for us, it's really sharing the ecosystem because there's room for everyone. And I don't think there's a single player that can cater for everyone in this room as much as we really want to be that global player. We always lend a hand to work with local players because I think that's key for success.
We will have questions from the audience for sure because I think they want to know how to get closer to your money, maybe. But until then, tell me please, so with this AI hype, okay, we have a lot of startups that are starting right now. They have ideas related to AI. Do you guys really consider investing in these startups? And how many are going through acceleration programs? And how many of your programs are ready to teach these guys how to run in the very, very unpredictable environment? Because, you know, with AI, every day things are changing. So what would you recommend for the companies that are building based on the AI? And do they need this acceleration program? Or maybe they can skip it, I don't know. Vlad, and then
I can start. So last year we actually ran an accelerator purely on AI. So we have successfully graduated a couple of startups doing AI integrations mostly, but still AI vertical. And I believe, talking about the competition, we actually need more startups that we can accelerate. So I believe, and at every meeting at Startup Moldova, I'm saying that we need more even organizations or accelerators that will be coming or be created here in Moldova to accelerate more startups. We need 1,000 startups. Let's start with that. So right now in the Startup Moldova database, there are around 200. So we need 800 more startups. And I believe the new accelerators will be accelerators that will be on a vertical. Let's say medtech, agri-tech, AI tech. So the success of these startups, because they will get a better mentorship. What we are running right now here, you see, are more generalistic accelerators. We take everyone on board because the stage we're working on, it's not necessarily very advanced. So we work with you. We have 200 mentors that work at the companies and startups all around the world. From Meta, Neuralink, and any other famous startup you know, we have a mentor joining our accelerators that can help you. But still, I believe that the future of accelerators, if you ask me, is the vertical accelerators. When you go into a program that is tailored to what you are building. And talking about AI, I believe we definitely need to have a dedicated accelerator to that. We at Dreamups are considering this. We have, of course, we partner with all the other AI organizations in Moldova, and hopefully we'll have enough applications and startups. And I'm going back to what I said before. We actually are lacking founders, lacking good founders, and lacking ideas for problems that you're going to solve with AI.
Thank you.
At Rubik Hub, we have a journey of programs. We have programs from ideation, prototyping, pre-acceleration, and then you have the more mature side with acceleration, scale-up, and ready for investment. For the early programs, the AI is just starting to be pitched to us to join the program. But for later, I would say in the last months and last cohorts, all of the startups had AI integration. Even though we are sector agnostic, so it didn't matter the sector, but they all had AI integration. Some are purely AI. So it's growing. It should happen. I think it's a matter of us being able to host all these startups that are growing right now. It's very interesting. We are learning as well as the startups are doing. We have a saying, and we have a profile of a founder that we look for. They have to be hungry for answers, ready to listen, and more important, bold and open to change. So change is happening. AI is part of our reality right now, and startups should integrate it. And we look how they do that because it brings efficiency. And when we evaluate startups, is how efficient are they in providing the solution to the world, and how will they survive in the competition that is around. Therefore, the answer is yes, we do have startups with AI, especially for the mature stages, ready to scale, accelerate, and raise money.
Like you said about AI and startups, in what do you invest, guys, in US when it comes to AI? What's the trend right now?
We recently launched 4 programs around AI, around different verticals. So I very share what my colleague here was talking about, verticalization and specializing in a given industry to bring the best out of every world. So, for example, in San Jose, just like 20 miles south of our head office in California, we launched an AI program around energy and waste management with the local university, the largest waste management and energy provider, and a couple of other folks. In Washington state, not the capital, in Washington, in Seattle, we launched a similar program for pharma and healthcare and drug discovery with a Japanese research center where we have also a large setup, and the local university and a local foundation. So it proves a lot of value because we're really doubling down on early phases. Again, I'm sure if I told you we invest, and our programs normally invest on early rounds, pre-seed and seed. Depending on the industry, average checks may vary from 100 to more, 5, 6, 700. It depends on the program and the stage. But again, they're now the more recent ones, so we're trying to bring that spirit over to Europe. So we're in advanced conversations to launch in Spain, hopefully an AI center for travel and hospitality, where there's a lot to say, with an angle on circularity, because it's important. Tourism is growing. We're back to record numbers pre-COVID. Major tourist destinations are fully flooded of tourists. That because of global warming, the seasons are getting extended, which is also a bit cumbersome. So we're very much assisting large groups, airlines, hotels, to find these kind of solutions, which one way or another can really bring. So to your questions, AI is all over. I cannot really specify one given answer. Last year we did 248 investments from Plug and Play, our fund number one. I would say, if I'm not lying, like nearly 90% of the startups had AI all over the decks. So, you know, it is the moment, and every single industry needs to benefit from this.
So basically, those who are not doing it, they already had the trains passing by, right?
Yes.
I want to see how many hands we have in the audience with questions, if there are any, just to see how much time, because I don't know how much time more we have, because I don't see any data here. Okay, we can talk forever. Okay, no worries. Okay, so if you have questions, please let me know, so I'm gonna get back to you, so you're not gonna say that we had this horror host who didn't give us the chance to open our mouth. Back to you guys. In Moldova, we have a problem, and actually in the region, you see a lot of services type of businesses and less product type of businesses. Doesn't matter with, without AI. What can we do to increase the number of products out there that are developed by startups? What's happening in creative? Do we have products that we can, I don't know, scale abroad?
Well, for creative, it's different a little bit, because creative industries, if you go to creatives and you say that let's build something with tech, they will say, mostly of them, that's not, I'm an artist or I'm a creative, I don't want to build tech. So, but how creatives can go abroad and can scale, this is through distribution. So if you think global, and if you build a great product, then you can go through distribution to the entire world. And this is how we are trying to help them to think. So thinking big, this is the most challenging thing that I think we have here in Moldova. Let's think big. Let's go outside Chișinău. Let's go outside Moldova, because our products for sure can be interested in worldwide. So we are very successful in game, for example. Yeah. For design is a little bit complicated, because they still want to create. So when you work with creatives, they want to do their work for their soul. We understand this, and we are not pushing them very hard. That's why the process of learning and with working with them is very long. But what I want to say, that we already see how technology is implemented in their products, and I think that this makes us very, very optimistic that in a couple of years we launched on Monday a program for the students, Future Creatives. It's an incubator for students that are participants in Future Professions program. And I say that last 3 years we launched a very a huge program for in the universities. 3 new specialties were introduced: animation, game design, and new media. And this year we have the first cohort, the first 200 graduates, and with the support of UMAEF. Thank you so much for your support, Stella. We are launching this program. I know that we have great products from our students, and let's see how things will go. We will have the first results, I think, in June, July.
Yeah, we have 6 more minutes. That's good. At least we have timing here. So yeah, we have a question, and then we will continue.
Hi, I'm Aliona from Technovator, and I have a question for the accelerators, because you mentioned a bit earlier that you need more startups. Is there any kind of support that you think that the local community could offer you as accelerator programs and entities in order to gain more startups in the programs?
I said that actually, so I can answer this. So what we need actually, we need the change of mindset. When someone wants to start a business, it needs to be global day one. You have to have the understanding that your local market is not enough, where you are building a startup or a product that is gonna be used by someone else than just the Republic of Moldova. When I see startups applications with a domain name .md, I almost don't look at these applications, because that's a very low ambition. What you need, guys, and what we need people with bigger ambitions. We need, and I do understand that's hard, especially when you don't know how to do it. And this is why we are here. This is why you need to enter an accelerator, because we provide that blueprint how you're gonna scale globally. And in terms of, so we need to have this at the government level, these programs, even in the high schools. What we do at Startup School, even on a larger scale. So when these teens go to university, they already know what is a startup, how to build one, and they're already looking for problems to solve. And then they join our accelerators, and we basically accelerate them. You have to understand that we accelerate what we get in. We are not a magic pill. If the applications are services, then we probably most likely will work around and build something out of what we get in our accelerators. So to go back to the product problem, what we have, I believe we lack, how you want to build a product company if you never know how a product company looks like. So my advice to you is actually join a startup at early stage, be an employee in a startup or a company that is building a product, see how a product is built, then go on yourself and build a product. And also, never confuse a product manager with a project manager. And we at Dreamups also running a school of product managers, and that's very important for you to educate at early stage what a product means and how to build it. And I have a call also for diaspora. If they are here for the holidays, please look for the problems that you have in your country where you're based right now, and come here and find a co-founder in Moldova and start building that solution or that product for that problem you identified. The lack of problems here is because we are not exposed enough. We are not exposed to companies or to products or to problems that those who have money will be ready to pay for that solutions. We are thinking on solving our problems, and most of the problems they are already solved by someone else in the West. So we are just building Me Too products, and for the company it's better to use already an existing solution than to use one developed locally.
If I may, just 10 seconds, I share everything he said, but basically to your question again, sharing some ideas here. I don't know how many either deans or provosts of local universities are here in the audience, but the new programs we're launching in the States, we devote a given % of the accelerator program to give back to the community. This is very common in America, not so common back in Europe. I'm from Spain, so we don't have these kind of programs, unfortunately, yet, but we're really spearheading these ideas. We give a percentage of the program to give back to community. So this means we send people to 7th to 12th grades to give lessons on AI, and then we find curricula within a given industry, or let's say a given business school or whatever area, to give specific lessons and mentorship and ideas to young entrepreneurs who ideally got some inspiration in high school, so when they go all the way through an incubation program in a given university, they can hopefully get a bit more of a hype and understanding, and eventually when they go out to the real life, whatever industry or whatever they studied, they can lead a little bit more their mindset more set on what's happening. So 100%. it's really like setting and evangelizing around and spreading the word that it's doable, that these things happen, and sharing also what my previous panelist from Estonia mentioned before. You guys have here a good shot. You have highly educated people. You have people who are eager to do good stuff, and ambition, you know, and attitude are the first step. So, full speed.
Yeah, just a small addition from my side. And given this opportunity, I would like to encourage the companies to explore corporate innovations and invest in startups, as this could give you a competitive advantage on the long run and new pool of talents.
I love the question, first of all, and it's a great approach for young ecosystems. From day one at Rubik Hub, we put community on the core center of our focus, and we had these mottos: give before you get, or give back, and we're in this together. So we believe that the mentors were the first community and the first builders of the ecosystem, so we brought them together. But fast forward, right now we work, when we have a program, with all the VCs in the country, with other accelerators, with universities, with all the startup programs, and we have over 70% of applications, and we have 120 applications usually per cohort, are coming from referrals. So the community is very important, but you have to feed it first and then to get back. Community, it's key for growth of an ecosystem, but also for programs.
Yes, I'd like also to thank for the question. I'd like to mention that what I'd like to finally to become true, it's the strategies that we were talking 20 years that the government has to do something with the entrepreneurial education from the kindergarten, in the schools, in the universities. Now it started, but the university is already, from my point of view, it's already too late, because we are losing a lot of young generation. They go abroad, and this is not bad. This is good, but I'd like to have them to understand that there is opportunities. There are opportunities also in Moldova. So we have to start do this in our schools and in our kindergarten. Also, what I'd like to ask parents: let's invest more in this entrepreneurial education and this entrepreneurial approach, because sometimes we are just entrepreneurs by ourselves, but probably we forget about kids, about our children. So this has to be like an inclusive approach for education. And we are doing this, as Mihai said, we are also investing in teenagers. We have programs, Startup 101 School. We have more than 1,300 kids that are participating in these schools. But this is not enough. We need the support of the entire community.
So we are approaching the end, basically it's 0-0 here for the last few minutes. If you have a very pressing question, just one lifetime opportunity to put this question, raise your hands now. Yes, 1 second, don't take my mic. Until then, please think, if you would have to let us with one phrase after this panel, so that people will remember something out of it. It was a lot of information. Which one will be that phrase? You think about it, and now we take the question.
Hello, my name is Dorian. I think I have a question to Moldavian accelerators, and I would like to ask, based on their experience, how many people from IT sector are coming to them with ideas and products that they would like to be accelerated?
So you're asking about the companies that joining Accelerator?
No, not really, because at the beginning we were speaking about 34,000 IT specialists that are working in Moldova, and I'm just asking how many of them come to accelerators and really as, I don't know, as drivers, as founders, whatever.
So absolutely, like most of them, they had experience working in an IT company, because what we, especially our accelerator, we select only tech startups. So if you're not building something innovative or scalable, we don't take you. So yes, most of the co-founders are they worked before in IT sector.
Yeah, what I just personally consider valuable. It was Vlad saying that, you know, community is very important. So, for example, I'm coming from an IT company in Moldova, and I work with a lot of people. Interacting, some of them come to you as accelerators, and they discuss and they follow your course. And sometimes I don't feel like a community being created, and the importance of the community is not really taken into consideration by the accelerators. So what I see, just because few of my colleagues followed your accelerators, is that, you know, they are very proactive and willing to learn, but finally they are not coming to something really to touch, to feel. So maybe you have to think about why that's happening and why the things are different for them. So that's why I was asking about.
Amazing. We can take this offline and we discuss more.
Okay.
So I would say that one phrase that we want to leave this stage, that you put in the minds of these people, you know, so that maybe you can inspire someone to start a startup, or I don't know, whatever you think is fit. Whoever wants.
For me, Moldova is the next creative nation.
Do what you love in order to love what you do, and build what the world needs.
Become a startupper as a default path.
I'd say stay curious, and that hard work pays back, and that's rule number one.
I will say, don't expect that accelerators will, build a product for you. So you are the one that knows better what you want to build. And I hope when you join an accelerator, if you take just an idea, just a framework, just a customer, because our mentors can be your customers, where they can introduce you to a company, that's already great. So have the right expectations when you join an accelerator. And of course, we at Dreamups are building the next unicorn in Republic of Moldova.
Thank you. Let's thank these brilliant speakers.
And the amazing audience.